The holographic projection of Warlord Kane flickered in the dim cargo bay. His scarred face twisted with barely contained rage. Behind him, the smoldering ruins of what had once been the Andromeda Station's diplomatic quarter cast an orange glow across the transmission. 3 solar days. Kane's voice crackled through the quantum relay. My daughter Aliana has been missing for 3 solar days, and you incompetent fools have found nothing. Nothing. John stood in the shadows of the bay, his fingers absently scratching behind the ears of the creature at his side. To call Sci-Fi a dog was technically incorrect. The biomechanical construct was a product of 20 years of illegal genetic engineering, part canine, part quantum processor, part something that defied classification. But dog was easier than explaining the truth, sir, John called out, his voice cutting through the Warlord's tirade. The 16-year-old stepped forward into the light, Sci-Fi's optical sensors glowing faintly blue beside him. The room fell silent. 3 dozen officers, bounty hunters, and mercenaries turned to stare at the boy in the oil-stained coveralls. Captain Morrison, head of station security, sputtered. Boy, get back to the maintenance tunnels before my dog can find your daughter, John said. Meeting Kane's holographic gaze without flinching, the silence that followed was absolute. Then Kane laughed, a sound like grinding metal. Your dog. Sci-Fi, John said, gesturing to the creature. He can track quantum signatures across spatial dimensions. If your daughter is alive anywhere within 3 light years, he'll find her. Morrison stepped forward, hand on his sidearm. Warlord Kane, I apologize for this interruption. Wait. Kane leaned forward, his eyes narrowing. Explain, boy, quickly. John pulled out a battered datapad, fingers flying across the screen. Every living being leaves a quantum trail, subatomic particles entangled with their unique bioelectric signature. Most tracking methods fail because they can't account for quantum decoherence over distance. But Sci-Fi, he paused, uploading data to the shared network. Sci-Fi's neural matrix can maintain entanglement coherence for up to 72 hours post-separation. The Warlord studied the data stream. Despite his brutal reputation, Kane hadn't conquered for systems by being stupid. This is impossible. Quantum decoherence occurs within nanoseconds. Not if you use a living quantum processor, John said. Sci-Fi's brain exists partially in quantum superposition. He experiences multiple timelines simultaneously until he collapses the wave function around the correct one. Where did you get this creature? John's jaw tightened. My mother designed him. Before your military killed her at the Battle of Proxima Station. She was a xenobiologist, not a soldier. Wrong place, wrong time. The temperature in the room seemed to drop. Kane's expression remained unreadable. And yet you offer to help me? Your daughter isn't you, John said simply. And I don't let innocent people die. Not if I can help it. For a long moment, the Warlord said nothing. Then, you have 12 hours. Find Aliana and name your price. Fail. His smile was predatory. Well, don't fail. The hologram vanished. 6 hours later, John and Sci-Fi materialized on the surface of Kepler-4, a barely terraformed rock on the outer edge of the system. The coordinates Sci-Fi had triangulated led to an abandoned mining facility. Its fusion reactor long since depleted. She's below, John muttered, reading the quantum signature display on his wrist scanner. 300 meters down, but the life signs are weak. They descended through corroded maintenance shafts, Sci-Fi's enhanced senses guiding them through the darkness. The facility had been abandoned for a decade, its automated systems failing one by one. Dangerous place to hide someone, or perfect if you wanted them never to be found. They found Aliana in a sealed medical pod, her body in induced stasis, vital signs barely registering. The pod's power supply was down to 2%. 40 minutes, John breathed. 40 minutes of battery left, then the stasis field collapses and she dies. He worked frantically, rerouting power from Sci-Fi's own cells to the pod, buying precious time. His hands moved with practiced precision. Years of surviving in station maintenance tunnels had taught him to make something from nothing. As Aliana's eyes fluttered open 20 minutes later, John activated his comm. Warlord Kane, I've found her. Sending coordinates now. The extraction team arrived within the hour. Medics surrounded Aliana, running diagnostics, administering treatments. She was weak but alive, dehydrated but stable. As they prepared to transport her, Aliana caught John's arm. Her voice was barely a whisper. "Why? Everyone knows what my father did to Proxima Station. To your mother." John looked at her. Really looked. She was 17, maybe 18. The same age his mother had been when she'd first published her research on quantum biology. Before the wars. Before everything went wrong. "Because you're not him," John said. "And breaking cycles has to start somewhere." Kane's ship arrived an hour later, blocking out the stars. The Warlord himself came down, something unprecedented. He looked at his daughter, unconscious but breathing in the medical pod. Then at John. "Name your price," Kane said. "A laboratory," John replied. "Fully equipped. And immunity for anyone who works there. My mother's research shouldn't die with her. There are applications beyond war, beyond hunting. Quantum biology could revolutionize medicine, neural interfaces, maybe even faster than light communication." Kane studied him for a long moment, then nodded once. "Done, but understand this, boy, you've made me grateful. I am not a man who forgets debts." He paused. "Or grudges. Which this becomes depends entirely on you. I just want to finish my mother's work," John said quietly. "For the right reasons this time." As Kane's ship departed, Captain Morrison approached John, shaking his head in disbelief. "Do you understand what you've just done? A warlord is indebted to you. That's either the best thing that could happen to you, or the worst." John watched the ship become a point of light among the stars, Sci-Fi pressing against his leg. "Maybe it's neither. Maybe it's just a chance." "A chance for what?" "For something different." John smiled faintly. "My mother used to say that intelligence without compassion is just sophisticated brutality. But compassion without intelligence is just good intentions. Maybe," he trailed off, looking up at the infinite dark, "maybe we need both." Within 3 days, the story had spread across every system. A boy with an impossible dog had found a warlord's daughter where entire armies had failed. Some called it a miracle. Others called it the beginning of something new. John just called it Tuesday and went back to work. But the galaxy, for better or worse, would never quite be the same.